Alright guys, this is Hoaxer, and I actually just wanted to go ahead and kind of give a replay on this past Sunday's first ever Team Beyond Premium FFA tournament. Um, this is actually the finals, and just wanted to give like a little general commentary over the video, kind of give like my thoughts on the game specifically, and just anything else that comes to my head, in relation to like free for all and its competition and whatnot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this started for you guys, and kind of maybe walk away from this with a little bit more insight onto maybe how I think as a free for all player, and just you know the dynamics of the finals and just any kind of free-for-all tournaments in general. All right, so real quick, just before I start it, I'm gonna take a look at all of the players that are in the finals. To be honest, I felt like this tournament had a ton of upsets. I was looking at this list. If you showed me this list before the tournament started and told me that this was going to be the finals match, I would have been like, doubtful. Nothing against any of these players at all, but when I was taking a look at the finalized list of players, there were a lot of great players that I expected to be in the finals. Just to name a few off, I expected Turley to be in the finals, and I also expected Munoz to get there. We also had Baby J that entered the tournament. He's a really good free-for-all player. I expected him to be in the finals. Semis, at least. Posey, another great player, usually makes it far. Also, Mr. Blakers, he's a really good free-for-all player, and he also got upset as well. And of course, Campy, I was expecting him to make it all the way to the end as well. So yeah, just looking at the list of the players here, obviously, you can expect Campy to make it to the finals. And then you also have Cafe, which that's actually Cafe Con Leche. He's definitely not new to the free-for-all competitive scene. So I wouldn't say I'm surprised that he made it to the finals, but in a way I am, kind of. But it's just a testament to, just these players surviving and, advancing throughout the rounds. Just keep in mind that this game, or, the tournament, how it works is top 4 advance all the way until the finals. And then, in the finals, it's only first place wins, that wins a prize. And that was $500. So basically, at that point, if you made it to the finals and you got first, or you didn't get first, you basically could say you legitimately placed last. Didn't really matter if you placed second. So here we go. We're starting off the game, and I'm gonna do it without the observer of highlights, just to give you guys that experience from what I experienced actively in the game. Coming into these games, I don't really have a set game plan. If anybody's been experienced enough with free-for-all, you know that anything can happen. You can have the best of luck, all the kills coming to you, or you can have the worst of luck. You get the worst spawns. Nothing works for you, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about those type of games. Really, you just have to cut down to how frequently they happen, and your skill can be that determining factor. But like I said, you can have all the skill in the world, but sometimes it's just not in the cards for you to really flourish in these games. And especially when you make it to the finals and only first place is what matters. But, if you examine my gameplay enough, you will see things that I make a point to do, habitually. But, in these games, I don't know, I felt like my shot wasn't the best, but at the same time, it was good enough, obviously. I did get a few perfects in this game. Definitely, as you can see, I cleaned up the kills that should have been cleaned up. I didn't really get too many kills stolen from me. So just taking a look at the progress of the game, I'm already in first by 3 kills. You know, I was definitely in my head. I was like, obviously I got to do way more work. There's a lot more work to be done in this game. They're 10 minutes long matches, so anything can happen. I mean, you can have a great start and just tank. You know, you just have to complete the story of the game, you know, completely to really actually secure a win. And I know with my track record personally, I have a bad habit of having really bad starts in games, which pretty much take me out of even getting a chance at first place. So I'm really playing against myself in a lot of ways. So yeah, as you can see, you know, I'm still in first. I will be honest, one of the things that I really pay attention to is where Campy is at any point in time in these matches. If I ever see him, I don't really focus him per se, but if I do see him, I will put a shot or two in him, and I'll, you know, be about my business. I guess you could kind of say I kind of focused him there, but you know, it worked out. All the other players, to be honest, I wasn't really worried about. Now, I did have my eyes on this hazy tapestry guy or girl, whoever. To my understanding, that gamer tag was made very recently, and just by looking at the tag, you know, no one's really going to go by that name. It looks like it should, you know, it's an Xbox generated name. So that's probably somebody on a different tag that felt like maybe they, by doing so, you know, they wouldn't get focused as much and they could kind of be incognito. But, you know, with my logic, you know, I'm going to see that person, especially if they made it to the finals. Like, you know, I'm going to have to probably put a little bit more focus on that person. So, you know, I don't know if that was like a pro player trying to get, you know, into the, you know, register into the tournament, because I know that pro players aren't allowed, which I personally would like them to be allowed, but that's up to Team Beyond themselves to determine that. But if that was a pro player, then I mean, I would just say better luck next time, honestly. But I have no idea who that is. So yeah, and then another thing I would say with these games, I would recommend, if anybody is, you know, trying to get involved with these free-for-all tournaments, allot yourself a decent amount of time to warm up. Me personally, I don't fare too well from my experience when I don't warm up, and I would say a legitimate time of me, I would say a considerable amount of warm-up time for me would be about 2 hours, which I did actually get about 2 hours in of warm-up coming into this tournament. Some of the players that I did warm up with, Captain Anarchy, I think I got a few in with a few warm-ups with Turley and some other players. So, you know, I did get a decent skill set of players to warm up with, so I was really appreciative of that. So yeah, you know, that's something I would recommend for you guys. I wouldn't want you guys to come in these tournaments, you know, cold turkey and just expect to, you know, go ham and go far in these tournaments, which, you know, by all means, you probably could very well go into these tournaments unpracticed and, you know, get far, but I just wouldn't recommend it, and definitely not for myself. So yeah, as you can see right here, I'm actually playing a little slow. I actually decided, based off of where I was, you know, to kind of play a little slow. I know a lot of players, they don't really go top mid. I kind of like to go top mid and kind of stir up the meta. And as you can see, like, I'm getting shot by like a few people here, but I'm maneuvering about people that I'm not even fighting with while shooting other people, and that's something that distinguishes really good players against, you know, over decent players. You kind of have to be able to understand the angles that you can be shot at by players that, you know, that you're not looking at, and still be able to get your kills, stay alive, you know, etc. And that last play that you saw, me dropping down P1, was definitely, you know, evidence of that. And as you can see, you know, I'm getting my kills, not getting anything stolen, and I was pretty happy to see Campy turn around that corner P-side red, and me have a sticky waiting for him. So I was feeling pretty good about that, feeling a lot of momentum. And then I see him again on my screen. I mean, I have to focus him at that point. You know, he spawns right in front of me, car side red. Focusing another guy, so that was a good opportunity for me to really push him on that play. And so as you can see again, I'm over here top mid, trying to see what, you know, plays and, you know, angles other players are going to give me. And I see some, you know, a skirmish going on P2. I felt like I could have got a bit more kills out of that, but, you know, I was happy to at least get one kill. You definitely want to walk away from each spawn with at least one kill. You know, a trade, if you will. So, if you're not really getting trades, you can only hope to really get multi-kills, you know, off of like your next spawn. But yeah, generally you want to get some trades going to kind of stay, you know, in the pack. You know, if you're a player that gets trades, then you're gonna set yourself up to at least, you know, have a shot at placing top 4. And then just looking at the score right now, I'm not really out of no man's land yet. I'm only up by 2, and Synapse X, he's definitely right there on my heels. I don't think I've ever played against that Synapse in free-for-all before, so that was a new thing for me to see. And that nade that I threw was completely lucky. Not gonna lie about that. And for it to be on Synapse was extremely lucky as well. So that definitely played, you know, well for me. Here, I should have came away with the kill on Campy right there. I definitely did a lot of movement to where it, you know, it would allow me to walk away with that kill without dying. But, you know, I missed my shots, didn't make it. Here, notice how I throw nades in the blue P cubby. You want to do that. You want to get in the habit of doing that, because you really don't want to get caught off guard with players that really make it a point to stay in those P cubbies of each base. It's really annoying to come off spawn in, you know, top of a base and you have a guy just waiting there. And it's kind of your fault if you don't really check that. And the only real way that you can check that based off of where you spawn is by nading it. Hazy Tapestry right there, he didn't really have a chance to do anything but shoot me back. I actually manipulated him to the point where I wasn't going to shoot him only until he got past a certain point, and then when he used his thrust, it was pretty much game over right there, especially since I wasn't going to miss my shots. So yeah, at this point I know I have the game won. And then as you can see, I'm generally not really missing on anybody who's initiating 1v1 battles with me. And you have Hazy Tapestry again trying to stay alive, and he ends up killing me. That was a pretty good kill for Hazy. But like I said, I pretty much knew I was in the clear to win this game. And you see Cafe here just trying to do whatever. You know, he obviously knew that he wasn't going to have a chance all the way, unfortunately, in 8th spot. I've seen that out of him before whenever I've gotten matched up in previous free-for-all tournaments. But he is consistent, I would say, to a point. I'm pretty sure he was happy to make it to the free-for-all finals in this one. But yeah, there you go. There's the results of the game. Synapse coming in 2nd place. Me personally, I've never heard of him. Maybe some of you guys that follow free-for-all, like you play in free-for-all arena a lot, maybe ran into him. Then you got Campy in 3rd place, and then Bunnies Waddles. I don't think I've ever heard of him either. He ended up winning the 4th place tiebreaker between him and Sparky. And then you have Snipe Champ. He's actually been I've ran into him a few times in free-for-all arena. Definitely a decent player, free-for-all wise. So yeah, you have your final 8 here. And I was pretty happy to come away with the win on this one. Not gonna lie, especially 1st place being the only place that got any kind of prize, which was $500. So that was really awesome. So yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to Team Beyond for hosting these free-for-all tournaments. I think this was a long time coming. Really happy that they, you know, made the moves to start supporting free for all. I think that's really awesome. So, and knowing me, I'm like a really big FFA enthusiast. I was just head over heels for it whenever I saw that happen. So, this is actually my second Team Beyond free for all tournament that I've won. Won last month's Astro Team Beyond FFA tournament. That was their first one ever. This is Team Beyond's first ever premium FFA tournament. You had to be a premium Team Beyond member to get registered into this one. And then your premium tournaments will have bigger prize money involved in those. So these are definitely high profile tournaments to try and go for and win. So yeah, just I've never done a commentary before. Kind of just went on the fly with this one, and just kind of went off. Hopefully, I didn't seem like I was jibber jabbing, but if anybody likes what they saw, definitely appreciate the gesture of hitting the like button for the video. Definitely gonna upload this to YouTube. Hopefully, you guys take away some useful tips, or just take away something useful from what I'm doing in these games. Obviously, I plan on being in more free for all tournaments from Team Beyond, and honestly, I really hope that, and I'm pretty confident they will, 343 putting more emphasis on supporting FFA tournaments in the future, and I think they will. I've gotten some sort of hints from 343 wanting to do more, and obviously with this weekend you have the Pro League summer finals coming up. There is going to be a $5,000 FFA tournament there, which I unfortunately won't be able to play in, but I will definitely be there watching the guys playing that. For my prediction on that tournament, I'm having Turley win that one. I hope I'm not jinxing him, but that is my prediction. There's a lot of great players going in for that one. I think Suspector is going to play in it as well. And then Rami, Rami won't be able to play in it because he's in the actual tournament. So, schedules just don't allow for players and coaches to be able to play in the free for all tournament. So yeah, hopefully they end up streaming that too. For viewers. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, hopefully you guys take away some stuff from this content. If you like it, hit the like button. There's definitely going to be more in the future. And yeah, I'll see you guys around. Thank you. Peace.